Hello. I'm recording this video at night because it's really scary. This one I've got cooked up for you. This story, this legend, this urban legend that I've got right here in my hands on my phone. This one is called it's not called that. I used to deliver pizza. One time things went very wrong. Okay, you understand? So basically, the meaning of this title is that he was like a pizza guy, and on this one occasion things went wrong. I'm guessing that's what the story is about. So someone told me that this story is actually the prequel to Anna and Elsa Discover Soda Burping. You know, I'm just really excited to read the story now. Should I read? No, let's just go. It was a lazy, blistering afternoon. As my city is close to a body of water, the air is consistently very humid, clinging to your skin, nearly suffocating you the moment you step outside. Bruh. That's just, you know, that's just... I'm trying to think of a clever joke, but I can't. That's just London, you know. That's just London, you know. You go outside and you just die. That's London for you. I was about 18 at the time, delivering pizzas so that I could have some extra spending money. I really enjoyed my job, and I was fond of the people that worked there. You had Pablo, you had Sarah, you had another guy called Tom. Basically what Tom would do is he'd, like, basically, you know, Tom's a funny guy. What he used to do is, he took the pizzas and he'd, out of the oven, and what he'd do is he'd, take his belt off and put his belt, on the pizzas, creating this marking, this awesome marking, and everybody loved him for it. Little did they know that he went home and beat his wife with that belt. At that time, nearly everyone in the store was good friends. Everyone was good friends with one another. I had also weaseled my way into being slightly favouritised by the manager, meaning that I could get away with a lot of BS. You know, the manager's just after you. Manager's just after your cock and balls, man. I often showed up late, or high, or both. This guy's a rebel. High and late. Bruh. Don't get me wrong, I put a lot of work into that place to compensate, so I more than pulled my weight. When I reached the store that evening, I was dismayed to find that the air conditioning unit was broken. Oh no. Fuck. Not the air conditioning. Bruh, I don't even need air conditioning. I'm too hard for air conditioning. But you need air conditioning. Weakling. Beta male. Everyone in the store was sweating, cursing and fanning themselves. The broiling heat from... I don't know... Why did I pause there? For some reason is that a... It's not a spelling mistake, is it? If you... Viewers, if you're reading along at home, email me with a picture of your mother and father giving birth to you. The broiling heat from the oven meant that the store almost hotter than outside. I think what it meant was that the store was almost hotter than outside. That's what it meant. To the writer of this story, I'm correcting your story for you. I'm writing the story better. The back door was propped open. I remember feeling sorry for the teenagers they had employed to work in the front of the store. Sorry, I got snot in my mouth. Snot flew out of my nose. It was flying towards the floor, and then it just reversed backwards and into my mouth. You know what I mean? As they had to stay near the ovens for their whole shift. At least I got to sit in the AC of my car half the time. Everyone was relieved when the sun began to set. At this point, it was past 8 PM and the store was getting increasingly busy. I had delivered to countless birthday parties, countless pool parties, and your typical houses or apartments at this point. The pools were the worst because you had to walk around in the sun to try and figure out who ordered. Eventually the customer usually notices me and approaches me or flags me down. Sometimes, however, I'm left hanging. I'm just stood on the side of the pool, just with pizza in hand. And then this guy walks past me like, "Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing with that pizza, bro?" I'm like, "Somebody ordered and I'm just stood here. I don't know who ordered." Like, "Bro, get out of here. Nobody wanted you here. Okay? You're just standing around carrying pizzas. I'm sick of you, man. I'm just sick of you. I think everybody's sick of you. You know what? Just get out of here. Please. I'm begging you. I'm on my hands and knees here, pal." This run was one of those times. It came in at around 11 PM. An order of a single small pizza, no cheese and all of the meats. The computer indicated that it was to be paid in cash upon arrival. Weird, sure, but I've seen worse. When I looked up the address, it became clear that this was yet another pool run. Fuck, not a pool run. I'm fucking sick of those. I recognised the neighbourhood and figured it was pretty wealthy, so I remember thinking that maybe I'd get a good tip. It's been a shitty night. I arrived to the pool at around 11:30. I noticed that there was only one car parked in a lot, an off-colour, tannish station wagon. Odd. Maybe it was the lifeguard who ordered, trying to wind it down after a long day. Wouldn't be the first time. My heart dropped, as lifeguards almost never tipped. Usually they were just broke teenagers. Why do lifeguards never tip? If I was a lifeguard, I would tip all the time. To the viewers at home, if you're a lifeguard, tip your mans. Tip your mans, and then take the money right back off him while he's driving away. He will drive away happy, knowing that he's been tipped. I've just dropped my phone. As I approached the pool, I could hear a splashing noise, as if someone was swimming or playing in the water. There was no wind, and the air was still uncomfortably warm and oppressive, despite it being the dead of night. As I got closer, I realised that something was off. The lifeguard post was empty. No one was in the pool either. That splashing noise I just heard was one of those robotic cleaner things. It was just making its rounds and occasionally pushing up out of the water a bit, only to fall back into the pool. I looked around, confused. Then I saw that the office building on the far right side of the pool had a light on. The yellow light bled through a small grated window at the top of the metal door. The light shone into my eyes, and then my eyes were just turned black and then into dust. I was like, "Bro, you're blinding me." And I shouted to the guy like, "Bro, you're blinding me. Turn your freaking light off." Figuring that the lifeguard must be inside for some reason, I walked in through the gate, which was left open. I circled the pool cautiously, make sure to guard my steps when I hit a wet patch off the ground. Already learned that lesson the hard way. At this point, wait, I bet like he slipped on a puddle and dropped the pizza, fell flat on his face, and everybody pointed and laughed at him, and then they kicked him in the pool and then started pissing on him. They started weeing on him, and then he started crying, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, cry baby, cry, what you gonna do, what you gonna do?" And then he ran home because he was scared. That's what I imagine happened. At this point, I was just ready to get stiffed and hurry back so that I could take another run. And in a way, that's exactly what happened. Well, at least I got what I wanted. As I got closer to the door, a different sound filled my ears. It almost sounded like someone was rummaging around in a drawer or something. The robot was still spazzing out behind me. I didn't think much of it and knocked. The rummaging sound abruptly stopped. I listened. Nothing. Just a faint hum of the streetlights in the distance. The robot splashed again. The robot's having a fun time. Now I was really accused. What the hell? What the hell, man? What the hell is this? I'm sick of this guy. He just thinks he can just order pizza and not answer the door? What the hell? What is this? What is this job? What the heck is this? I thought about looking in the window, but I'd have to stand on the tips of my toes to be able to peek in, and I didn't want to be creepy like that. Puts his face on the window like, "Bro, what you got in there? Hello, you got your pizza? What you got in there? Hello?" Plus he has to stand on his tippy toes because he's short. But he ain't got a girlfriend and all. Before I could even get my thoughts together, the light went out. A chill went down my spine. This made no sense. Who was in there, and why did they turn out the light? Were they robbing the place? Surely a neighbourhood pool office couldn't have many valuables. Was I about to get jacked? My mind was racing out of control. I couldn't believe it. My brain just shot out of my head. Wait. The other day, I came up with a brand new fetish, okay? This is a brand new fetish that I've just come up with. So like, you know how people always say, "Dude, I'm gonna fuck her brains out," right? That should be a fetish, where people literally want to fuck a girl's brains out. Like, they fuck her so hard, her brain shoots out of her head and onto the ceiling. I have a feeling that has to be a fetish. It has to be. Like, when you're fucking your girl and she just turns into a gooey Louie. It's great. I glanced up at the window again and was met with the most terrifying sight in my entire life. In that window was a single human eye looking down at me. Wait, how big is the window? I was under the impression that it was like just a normal sized window that, you know, you have in the front of your house. But like, he's making it out that's like the tiniest window. Like, the window's the size of the eye. Unless like... Oh wait, no, I'm dumb. It's probably because it's so dark that all you can see is the eye. Okay. Looking down at me, straight at me, and I swear, it looked as though it didn't have a pupil. Just a uniform, icy, blue iris. I froze. I wasn't sure what to do. Then I heard it. A noise that sounded like, almost like someone gargling water, mixed with the most horrifying scream I had ever heard. The scream was high-pitched, like a woman's, but something wasn't right about it, as if I was hearing it from underwater. Then the doorknob began to rattle and slowly turned. That was it. I booked it back around the pool, nearly slipping several times. I thought you learned. Bruh, this guy doesn't learn. My heart jumping to my throat every time. The robot was truly spazzing out now, continuously bursting out of the pool and thrashing around like it was having a seizure. I didn't dare turn around as I sprinted towards my car. Once I was out of the gate, I slammed it shut and briefly glanced behind me. The door was open now, but I couldn't make out anything inside. It was pitch black. Wait. No, okay, I thought I skipped ahead. A total void. I didn't see anyone chasing me. I didn't care. I was out of there. I jumped into my car, tossed the pizza into the passenger side and peeled out of there as fast as I could. Gotta keep the pizza safe. As I was leaving, I couldn't help but notice that the other car in the parking lot had disappeared. This was extremely weird, as I hadn't heard it start or anything. I have no idea where it went, or how it left without me noticing. A bit like, he just like goes home. It's like, well, that was a long day of work. He just goes home and he sees the car in the driveway. That would be funny. On my drive back, I was obviously pretty shaken up. I realised that my manager probably wouldn't believe me if I told him what happened. Hell, I wasn't even sure what happened to myself. I figured I'd just say that there was no one at the pool, that I had waited around, but no one was there. It's our policy to avoid abandoned areas like that anyway. That's just asking for a robbery. Why wouldn't the manager believe him? I thought the manager liked him. I thought it was in the manager's circle of trust. My manager was not pleased. Normally, this kind of thing wouldn't have been a big deal, but with how busy the day was, on top of the AC breaking and everything else, there had been a lot of screwed up orders that day. He angrily insisted that I call a customer with the number they provided, and grilled me as to why I hadn't done that already. He bitched me out, saying that we had wasted too many pizzas today, and that the mess-ups were coming out of his paycheck. Shit, I thought. He was technically right. So I decided to just go back and deliver the pizza and die. I decided to suck it up and call a number. Maybe this was just some sort of misunderstanding, you know. It just kind of, you know, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, guys. That's my motto. Don't judge a book by its cover. The alternatives scared me, and I didn't want to believe in or think about them. I typed in the number on my cell phone. It had our local area code, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary as it began to ring. As it rang, I prayed no one would answer. The second ring was cut short as someone picked up the phone. At first there wasn't anything, just an empty noise that reminded me of static. Then it started, a slow, steady sound like gargling. Like before at the pool house, but slower, deeper, more deliberate. They took the sound at the pool house, put it into Audacity, just put like pitch it down and then just slow it down. That's what they did. And then there was a voice, a deep growl, slowly pronouncing each syllable of a word. At first I didn't understand, but then it dawned on me. It was saying my name. I jumped and quickly hung up the phone, my veins turning to ice as I stood there in a back corner of the store, shaking. I didn't know what to do. I told my manager that no one answered, and he shrugged, indicating that it was water under the bridge. I then asked to leave early as I wasn't feeling well. I did a few dishes, swept the place, and bounced. I didn't sleep that much that night. Is that how it ends? That's a rubbish ending. That was a bit of a short one. But, you know, short video means it's easier to make. Let's look at the comment by TNT Hacker 2015. He just wanted pizza. Sad emoji. He called your name because he saw that you left with his pizza. So rude. Okay, that's it. That was a bit short. That was a bit rubbish. I don't know why I'm telling you. Also, to the one guy that watches these videos, you didn't watch my last video. I know you didn't. You didn't like it. The only way I know that you watch my videos is if you like it or comment on it. You didn't watch the last one. You loser. You a loser. I'm gonna find where you live and I'm gonna kill you. What the fuck? Phone just went off for no reason. It was a ghost doing it. A ghost just made my phone vibrate. What can I say? Okay. I don't know what to say. How do I end a video? How does the video end? What is? Just, what is? That is the question of the day. What is? Stay tuned for the next video where we forget that 9/11 ever happened. Bye.